Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Today I want to share with you my fishing raft setup. I've had several questions and comments about it, so today I want to share with you why I chose a raft versus maybe a kayak or a drift boat or a pontoon raft or any other type of fishing vessel. Why I chose this particular setup, maybe over like a fly craft or a stealth craft or one of your other name brand fishing rafts. And then I'll share with you how I have my raft set up and then how I transport it, some things I like, dislike, maybe some future modifications that I'll make. So yeah, why did I choose a raft over maybe a drift boat or a kayak or any other type of fishing vessel? I have this new canoe over here, which I absolutely love. I still use it quite a bit. I posted a video a while back over why I chose this kayak, and it still does everything I needed to do, and it's great. But I was looking for something bigger. I love to take my kids, my friends, or I just love sharing the river with people. The new canoe does great. It even does great with two people, but you know, I was wanting to load several people up and just take them down the river. And I always found myself trying to find, you know, if somebody was new to fishing or kayaking or floating, I was always trying to scramble to get them in another kayak, and then you know, they weren't real used to a kayak and, you know, the chances of tipping. So I just wanted to take people with me, my kids, my family, my friends, stick them in the boat and just let them have a good time. So that's one reason I chose the raft. It's just more room for overnight trips, a couple buddies. We could throw our gear and plenty of stuff in there, and didn't have to worry about two kayaks or canoes, just one fishing vessel, throw all our gear in there. So yeah, I wanted more space. I wanted to be able to take people with me. So why a raft versus a drift boat? Well, for me and where I fish, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, mainly Ozarks, the Ouachitas, a lot of these smallmouth streams, I needed something that was versatile, something that I could pick up, carry, because you know, a lot of the places that we launch, there's not a great boat ramp or anything like that. So I needed something that I could maneuver. And a drift boat just would not allow me to do that. So, and also I'll take an occasional trip out west or somewhere else, and I wanted to be able to not need a trailer if I needed to. And so this, I can break this frame down, I can you know, deflate the raft, and which I don't do it often. If I want to do it, I want to have that option. So yeah, why did I choose this particular raft maybe over some of the other name brand fishing rafts? I researched a long time when before I purchased a raft, and I almost pulled the trigger on one of those name brand rafts. And they're probably great rafts, but for me, this was the best option. Really, two reasons: the modularity and the price. Some of those other name brand rafts, they're not as modular. I really like this NRS frame because you have a lot of options. So all these things can be moved around, taken off. I can narrow it. I can take these bars out. You know, if somebody's bigger and has longer arms and legs and wants to row, I can adjust that. On some of those other rafts you can't. I can break this frame down and throw it in the back of the truck. So just a lot of options as far as modularity. So that was a big thing to me because we do a lot of different types of trips. If it's a day trip or if it's a multi-day trip, I can switch things around. And after having it, I'm glad I went this way. Now, if I didn't have my kayak and I wanted something a little smaller, then maybe I would have leaned towards one of those other name brand rafts. But this is just a little bit bigger, a little bit wider. The tubes are bigger, and some of those other ones are just a little bit more narrow. There's not as much modularity in the frame. But yeah, so that's kind of reason I went this route. The modularity and the price basically are the two main factors with going with this route. Yeah, so that's why I wanted just a raft in general, why I chose this particular setup. And then let me just share with you my setup, okay? So this is a NRS frame with a Bree raft. So I bought this Bree raft off of Amazon, and then I bought this NRS frame from NRS. I spent about, I think taxes and all, somewhere around $1,400 for this raft. And then I paid about $3,200, I believe, for everything that you see here that's not the raft. The oars, the frame, all the different pieces to the frame. So yeah, so all in all, I've got about $4,700 in what you see right here. And then I made a video a while back over the platform that I made for my utility trailer to transport this raft. So basically I have a utility trailer and I built a platform that slides on and off the utility trailer. That way I can use the utility trailer when I'm not transporting the raft. But it's been working out great. That probably cost me around $300 in materials for the platform. So all in all, with the platform for the utility trailer, the raft, and the frame, it was around $5 grand. So yeah, this Bree raft, I think it was around $1,400, which compared to other rafts out on the market is significantly cheaper. I looked at some of the other NRS rafts that they have for sale, like the Otter and some other name brand rafts and Stars and things like that. But this was significantly cheaper, and it had pretty good reviews on Amazon. And I have a guide friend of mine. He's the one that he runs a couple of these, and he's had good success. And so, yeah, this raft has a 3-year warranty. So I was like, well, you know, I'll take a chance on it. This is a 13-foot long raft. I think it weighs around 128 pounds. I really like this 13-foot raft. It's just about right for what I like to use it for. They make several different sizes, but I'm glad I went with a 13-footer. The raft's got it's got 10 D-rings, and then it's got 4 chambers so that you put air in them. You got 2 on each side. You got 1 chamber, 1 chamber, 1 chamber, 1 chamber there. And then it's got this drop stitch floor in it, which I really like. It's firm, you can stand up on it. So I've really liked that. The bottom of this raft, I don't know what it is. It's some type of, I don't know if it's rubber, but it's a real thick coating that they put on the bottom to protect the bottom of the raft. And it's worked out pretty good, especially on some of the rivers that I fish that are shoaly, rocky, and you're getting some skinnier water, and you're constantly scraping it on bottom. That's been a good feature. So, you know, I feel like it's a pretty well built raft. Time will tell and see how long it holds up, but you know, for the price, it was worth it to take the gamble on it. So that's the raft. So let's talk a little bit about the frame. This is an NRS frame. Like I said earlier, I really love the modularity of this frame. There's so many configurations depending on what type of fishing that you like to do, that you can buy or purchase or put together your own rig. But this is kind of my setup right now, and everything that I ordered and that I've got on there now, I use. You know, sometimes you buy something and you just don't find yourself using it that much, but everything on this raft is something that I'm glad I bought right off the bat. So yeah, let me walk you through how I put together my order and what that kind of looked like. So I ordered this main component here, and they put these in packages, and you can get on their website and check it all out. But this was the NRS Bighorn 2 frame, I believe. They sold it to me in a package from here to here, and that came with this back bar, these 2 bars, the seat, this foot bar, this crossbar, and that crossbar. And then I added to my cart this thigh bar, which so glad I did. And then I also added in my cart this stern mount seat, which I absolutely love. It's the best seat on the raft. So, and then I added my cart a anchor system. So this, you've got a pulley here, and then you've got your anchor bar back here. So that was another part of the order. And then there's little stuff that I had to order separate, like I had to order these oar locks separately. But that's the frame. These are cataract cutthroat blades. You can remove these blades from the shaft. Cataract SSG oars. I really like the oars. I'll share with you here in a minute some things that I wish I would have ordered with these oars, and I kind of messed up, thought I did, but got on the water and realized that I didn't. So I'll share with you some things I'll probably do with my oars in the future. I did not add a seat to the front. I could take this seat off and put it on one of those bars, but I'll tell you what I usually do with that. So how I usually run these is I've got these Plano boxes, and they've got this lip on there, and that lip will sit right there. I absolutely love these Plano boxes. I use them for everything. I made a video a while back. I'll put a link in the description on how I use them and why I like them so much. But they work out great here. I mean, because you can move these to, you know, all these crossbars will move any way you want them to. You just unbolt them, move them around. But yeah, that just drops right in there, and then whoever's fishing will just sit right there. And I'll just throw life jackets, all my stuff for the raft, you know, whatever I'm taking out that day, I'll just throw in that box. But yeah, you wouldn't want to stand on this, but as far as sitting this, unless you're extremely heavy, you're not going to want to stand on that. But I haven't had it break or anything like that when people sit on it. So usually when we're fishing, we're standing up. So that's why I really didn't go with a seat there. Maybe in the future I'll get a seat, but that box has worked out great. Life jackets, everything's in there. And if you need something, you can just unlatch it and pull it out. So it's been pretty convenient. And then of course you've got your straps that you'll order separately. But yeah, that is my raft and my frame. So yeah, let me share with you how I inflate, deflate my raft, how I transport it. In this box, I've got this right here. This is a DeWalt blower, electric blower. You can get them at Lowe's or off Amazon. But yeah, it's just a small electric blower. It will inflate and deflate this raft in a hurry. So if I was wanting to break this down, I mean, you can take this off right here and you can put it on the side and you can suck air out of it. If you want to inflate it, you just inflate all 4 tubes and it does it fast. And then I'll just top it off with this K pump. I think it's a K200. This stays in the raft with me in that box at all times. I usually don't carry that blower with me. Most of the time I'm keeping the raft inflated, but if I want to deflate it completely or inflate it completely, that thing does it in a heartbeat. You probably wouldn't want to inflate the whole raft with this. I mean, you could, it'd just take you a while, but usually what I'll do is I'll inflate it with that and I'll top it off with this and just keep this in my raft at all times. This combination has worked out great. I use this quite a bit, and if I want to break down or inflate the raft, I'll use this. Yeah, but that's how I inflate it and deflate it. As far as transporting this raft, most of the time I'm keeping it just like this. I'll back my trailer up right here. Behind you is a garage door. Throw the garage door up. I made a video a while back of the platform that I built for my utility trailer that I used to transport this. It's worked out great. I can move it. I can take the platform off, and that way if I need to use my utility trailer and if I need to transport my raft, I'll just throw that platform on there, load this thing up, and very convenient, very simple, and it's worked out great so far. So that's kind of how I transport it. Some things that I would do differently. Right off the bat, the first thing that comes to my head is these oars. So when I purchased these, I had it in my mind that I purchased counterbalance oars. I don't know why, but then I got it out on the water and my shoulders were just getting torched, you know, because I was constantly having to keep these oars down. That's something that I will purchase in the future. NRS makes some counterbalance weights that you can put on your handle, and that way you're not constantly having to, that way this section of the oar, you're not constantly having to hold them down all the time. They're pretty pricey. I've even seen people use ankle weights. But yeah, so that's something that I'm gonna do in the future, is try to figure out how to counterbalance them, because 2 or 3 days in a row all day trying to hold those oars down, it'll get your shoulders. So another thing that I'm kind of undecided about is rod holders. I've looked at a lot of the different styles and brands of rod holders on the market, and there's just nothing out there that I've been willing to pull the trigger on yet. I've looked at a lot of the DIY stuff, the PVC pipe stuff, and just haven't really found anything that I want to quite use yet. But for now, I'm just putting my fly rods or my regular rods, I'm just running them across the crossbars on the inside of the oars there, and it's worked out all right. But that's something I'll probably keep looking at and see if I can figure out a good way that I like to store my rods. Another thing that I'll probably do in the future is add some type of cup holder a board or platform to just kind of hold my flies, a drink, or something like that. Yeah, another thing is maybe a front seat. You know, instead of running this tote right here, put it back here and get a piece of plywood, cut it out. And I thought about even making it to where I can attach my new canoe seat on there as well. So just a lot of different options, just stuff that when I've had the time to do it or, you know, make it, I'd rather be fishing. So I hadn't got around to it. If I got a half a day to work on my raft and it's nice outside, I'm probably just gonna go fishing. So maybe this winter on a nasty day I'll take the time to do it, but so far it does everything that I need it to do. So yeah, this is my setup. If you have any questions or comments or any advice, love to hear it. But anyways, I appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.